Well, welcome back to the channel. We're up here at Clear Lake. We're gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna shoot a how-to video on how I drift. I'm gonna show you how to do it with planer boards and without. We're gonna do it without planer boards. Now, this is the way I do it. There's a bunch of other ways out there and nothing's wrong, but this is how I do it. For a rod and reel, pretty much you can use anything you use pretty much for river striper and salmon. I personally have different rods for every different species, and for my catfish tournament and catfish fun fishing, I've switched to the Ugly Stick Catfish Special. They are a two-piece. I am not a fan of two-piece because I'm kind of old school, and the old two pieces you used to have to adjust the eyes to make them straight, and I've had these for 4 or 5 trips and they've pretty much stayed straight, so I'm really happy with these. Reels, I'm using the Akuma low profile cold waters with line counters. They used to be my salmon rods, salmon reels, and I'm gonna put them back. So what I'm using now is a Bass Pro Cat Max, I think the 3000 series. And with that rod and this reel for 140 bucks, you get you a good combo that would do anything for catfish, stripers, or salmon. I'm running 50-pound braid, and the reason I'm running that braid is I do go through a lot of debris and brush in the bottom, so I don't want nothing to break, and I'm not going to lose a big fish because my line breaks, so I run overkill. Hey, if you're learning how to drag for the first time, I strongly recommend not do the Demon Dragon kits quite yet till you figure out how to do it. The reason why, if you snag and lose that rig, that's going to be about 10 to 15 bucks. I suggest you do the peg float rigs. If you lose one of these, they're only about 3-4 bucks. Casey Custom Leaders, where if you're local, you've heard of them, makes these 3 kits. They get 3 rigging kits for 10 bucks. They have the 8-aught hook, the peg float, and an inline rattle. And if you mention that you saw this on the video, he'll give you 10% off. So check him out, and his link will also be in the description. I strongly recommend this over the Demon Dragon until you figure out what you're doing. That way you don't lose a lot of money in your rigs. For my dragon setup, what I use is Demon Dragons. Hold on a second. If I don't hook myself. I'm running Demon Dragon for my leader. It's a 3-way. I get my 3-ways from Hooker, Tillman, or Tackle, and I'll have a link down in the description. I run a black crappie Demon Dragon with the 8-aught backstab hook, also from Hooker, Tillman, or Tackle. I run anywhere from 22 to 26-inch leader. This is also 50-pound. And next year I will probably jump up to 80 pounds. I've been getting a little bit too many nicks, so I'm gonna jump up to 80 pounds for next year. So that's my dragon rig. My weight, I'm running a Partners in Slime dragon weight. There's a bunch of companies that make them. This one here is the medium. I also run the large. They're 18 inches with a 2-ounce. And basically what you want to do is drag this along the bottom, and the reason why they're like this is hopefully they roll over the debris and not snag up. I've lost 2 rigs in the last 2 years, mainly because my Demon Dragon got hooked onto something and just busted the line. But there's quite a few other companies. These ones are Partners in Slime. Hooker, Tillman, Tackle sells them. And there's 3 or 4 different other companies out there. This video that I'm going to show you how to drag, I'll be showing you how to do it without planer boards and with planer boards. The planer boards I run are Parks planer boards. There's quite a few other companies out there. There is BCAT planer boards, Spread'em planer boards, and a couple other companies. If you decide to get planer boards, make sure you get the large model for the catfish, because they're meant to pull bigger baits and heavier weights. So that is the gear that I run for dragging for catfish tournaments and for fun. And now I'll show you how I set up for dragging. Okay, now I'm going to show you how we do it with planer boards. Today we're only going to run one planer board on each side, but normally I run two planer boards on each side plus the two back ones, so basically the same concept. If you want to remember, this always towards the boat and this always pointing to the boat. So basically this one is this side and the other one have the clip on that side. The reason why is that's the way it starts dragging. If you put this on the wrong side, it's going to crisscross your line. So we'll get this set up and I'll show you how we do it. So you can do this one of two ways, by dropping the line or casting. Usually I like 60 feet between the bait and my planer board, but it depends on where you're fishing. I know this spot here is anywhere from 20 to 30 feet, so 60 is a good number. So we'll cast this one. I'll show you how to do the other one. And it don't have to be a perfect science. The way you hook this up, first you open the clip, put your line in the clip, and what happens when it releases, that doesn't let your planer board go away. In front of that, you put your clip, you lock your clip in, and just put it in the water. And you just let it go head back. So this one's not going to be on a planer board, so we're going to go ahead and let this one out straight out the back. And you do the same thing on this one, and that's how we drift with planer boards. In the beginning, we're going to do 4 rods. If you can look how the rods I have 2 angled to 45s and 2 out the back. The reason why you do that is so they don't get tangled up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the side ones out to about 75 to 100 back. Then one's going to be a 200 and one's going to be a 250. The reason why you stagger them that way is if you get a fish on, you keep all your rods in the water and hopefully get doubles and triple hooks up. So go ahead and let's go ahead and get these set up. I got line counters on mine. If you don't have line counters and you have a level line, measure how long level line. Most of them is 10 feet. So you can count it that way if you don't have line counters. So we'll set the side ones out first. So like I said, the side ones we're going to put anywhere from 60 to 70. This one's at 65, so we'll get ready to stop it. This one's at 50, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and let this one out so that one's set in place. Okay, that other rod is out at 40 now. We're going to go ahead and start setting this one out. Then what you try to do, unless you don't know, if you don't know where you're drifting, you want your tips up high, because what you want your weight, which I'll show later, to roll over any debris versus plowing. So you got all the rods on.
Oh, number one just got throttled. Come back for it. Come on, man. They really are not getting that fillet. Different fish.
$14.5.
Right on. Not a bad way to start.
I want to show the camera. Remember what weight it is.
Oh, just a little 14 and a halfer to start the morning. Definitely a bite. Oh, three. Come on. You guys gotta stop this. There it is. It's like, good Lord, we can't keep going like this.
Fish on.
got me. 1511.
1511. Nice 1511. I'll take a picture. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be it for the video. We just came up here for a couple hours to shoot this video on how to drift. So I appreciate you watching it. And like I said, this is how I drift. Other people drift a bunch of different ways. If you go on YouTube, there's a bunch of YouTube videos on how to drift. But this is the way that works for me and produces fish. So thanks for watching. Tight lines, and see you next time.